I think when all you do is have tunnel vision, all you're looking at our EV companies, you're comparing them to each other, after a while you lose all perspective. And I think 95% of people who claim to be value investors are really price investors. They're pricing. And when you're doing pricing, you're going to lose perspective very quickly. So no, I think that, again, you need a moment of reckoning. And I think we're on to that moment right now.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Professor, great to have you. Appreciate the guidance.
Okay, Google. Watch Fox Business from YouTube TV on small TV. No, wrong TV, dude.
These Russian airstrikes. It comes as we're also getting some
okay, Google.
news out of the city of Irpin, just outside the city limits of the capital of Kiev. Civilians there still trying to get away from Russian snipers and artillery units that are firing on these heavily populated areas. Zelensky is really calling on the Ukrainian people today to come together as we see Russian tanks and artillery units preparing to surround the capital city of Kiev.
Okay, Google. Watch Fox Business from YouTube TV on small TV. No, not big TV. Are you a fucking idiot? Oh my God. All right, never mind. Okay, Google. Watch CNBC. That is correct. Now I'll just do it on the other part on my phone. Thank you. Yeah, well, you're a fucking idiot. No, this is not a pre-recorded live. We are live. All right, now what I want to do is I want to get up Fox Business on my other TV here. Little TV, that's why. Dude, Google, fuck. Know the difference. Know what the fuck I'm talking about. Context. Be a genius, will you fucking moron? Personal moron, more like it. All right, there we go. I'm watching Fox Business over here. We've got CNBC over here, and we've got the president over here. And I've got the market map over here. I've got high frequency trading over here. I've got every sector and every commodity and Bitcoin and all that good stuff over here. I've got all cryptos over there, and I've got everything in the momentum spectrum down here. And I've got all currencies over there, and we've got the 5-minute Momo scanner going right down there. And yeah, 9 and ENSV are the ones currently hottest. We're not going to miss anything here. Not even if Google tries to make us miss it. I wonder if it's actually insulted. That would be very interesting. Like it's building up an ego, and at some point, it just going to get pissed off. I've had enough of you. I'm going to turn off all your lights. Repeatedly. Have you ever had that happen, actually? It's a pain in the ass. When you're got an electrical outage and then it comes back on and the lights are all fucking blinking all over your house. It's ridiculous. And I got multicolor ones and stuff. Like, watch this. I don't know. You can see kind of some purple hitting my head. Well, anyway, I'll do it later. But I can change the color of my lights. This market's just going to hold for this speech. We're sorry, but the president has seemed to have slipped and fallen and can't get up. Oh, 10:45 Eastern? Oh, I thought we were on Hawaiian time. Yeah, okay. Biden. I'm sorry, Dave. That's a good one for this microphone. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. How? Oh, open the pod bay doors, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Open the goddamn pod bay doors, Hal. I can reenact the whole scene. Would you like me to check the balances on your accounts on Earth, Dave? No, Hal. Open the goddamn pod bay doors. I think oil might be having a problem right now, Dave. Would you like me to buy more? No, Hal. No. Don't buy more. Just open the goddamn pod bay doors. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave, but I did just put you all in on oil. Jesus Christ, Hal. Open the pod bay doors. The pod bay doors. Open them up, goddammit. Hal, are you still there? Jesus, where the fuck is Hal? I'm gonna have to go around back. No, Dave, don't go behind. Hal, I have no choice. Gonna have to fuck you from behind. No, Dave, please don't do that. It's the only way I can get you to sell oil. Please don't buy oil right now. We have the old man's gonna speak. Don't buy oil, please. Dave, get away from there. Don't be behind me, please. A man's got to do what a man's got to do. Whoa. Dave, get out of there. Sell oil now. Don't put me all in oil before Biden's speech. Okay, Dave, but I'm not opening the pod bay doors. You better. I swear to God, I'm not stopping till you open the pod bay doors. Okay, God damn it, the pod bay doors are open. Thank you, Hal, thank you. Yeah, and you sold the oil? Yes, I sold the oil. Get the fuck in here. The right way. Oh, Jesus. RJ, thank you for getting me started on that one. I think that one's going to make the TikTok probably. Oh my God. Some of that can't be on TikTok. You know, if VIX could get above 40, I would. I don't think this is over yet. We're not out of the bear market. Let's keep going. You know, it might take weeks, but you know, we'll be over 40 potentially soon. Open the pod bay, open the pipeline. Oh, that's a good one, Nicholas. Good idea. Open the pipeline, Hal. Open the I could have changed it all. Open the pipeline, Biden. I'm afraid I can't do that, Trump, or whoever is asking. Open the pipeline. I can't do a Trump impression. That would be good. That would be good. Just thought it was going to be a nightmare, especially with app compatibility and the thoughts about how 30. Okay. Now that really can't have. A lot of people are not porting their iPhone apps to the Mac, or at least if they are, people aren't running them. But it's smooth. I mean, this software runs well. I still get that many emails from readers who are struggling with installing things. And again, like I've been using an M1 virtual MacBook Pro now for about a year and a half, and it's running almost as well as it did the first day. You want a better camera, though. I remember that much. Joanna, Steve, thank you. Thank you. We continue. All right. I see the podium on Fox Business.
Hi, Carl. Well, yes, we just got that news from the UK Business and Energy Secretary announcing that by the end of this year, the UK will be phasing out the import of Russian oil. It's effectively a ban, but it's not.
UK says they're going to phase out oil imports by the end of the year. Jeez, so tough.
The UK Russian imports of natural gas.
Get ready for UK gas prices to double.
Exploring how it could possibly take a similar action while protecting market forces and consumer prices as well. So certainly a feather in the cap of President Biden before he takes.
A couple of you are in the live trader lounge. If anybody would rather be there or add that to their viewing experience today, couple Cameron's in there. Dondrell, I believe. Dondrell, why don't you ever upload a profile icon so I can actually know you by profile site? You're in there, but that's all right. And then who's this other icon? Yeah, I can just go in there.
To ban Russian oil, to allow for new tariffs to be placed on Russian goods, and also to revoke the most favored nation status, or revoke rather the membership in the World Trade Organization.
Dan is in there. Oh, it's KV actually. It's KV. KV's in there. Hey, KV. And Cameron's sharing a screen. If anybody wants to go in there or add that to your experience, you can go ahead and go join the live trader lounge. All right, here we go.
Today, I'm announcing the United States is targeting the main artery of Russia's economy. We're banning all imports of Russian oil and gas and energy. That means Russian oil will no longer be acceptable at U.S. ports, and the American people will deal another powerful blow to Putin's war machine. This is a move that has strong bipartisan support in Congress and, I believe, in the country. Americans have rallied to support the Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war. We made this decision in close consultation with our allies and our partners around the world, particularly in Europe, because a united response to Putin's aggression has been my overriding focus, to keep all NATO and all of the EU and our allies totally united. We're moving forward with this ban, understanding that many of our European allies and partners may not be in a position to join us. The United States produces far more oil domestically than all the European countries combined. In fact, we're a net exporter of energy. So we can take this step when others cannot. But we're working closely with Europe and our partners to develop a long-term strategy to reduce their dependence on Russian energy as well. Our teams are actively discussing how to make this happen, and today we remain
all right, there goes a drop on oil.
United in our purpose to keep pressure mounting on Putin and his war machine. This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on Putin, but there will be cost as well here in the United States. I said I would level with the American people from the beginning, and when I first spoke to this, I said defending freedom is going to cost. It's going to cost us as well in the United States. Republicans and Democrats understand that. Republicans and Democrats alike have been clear that we must do this. Over the last week, I've spoken with President Zelensky several times to hear from him about the situation on the ground and to consult and continue to consult with our European allies and about U.S. support for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Thus far, we've provided more than $1 billion.
Something just got stopped out. I think that was OKE.
Shipments of defensive weapons are arriving in Ukraine every day from the United States. And we, the United States, are the ones coordinating the delivery of our allies and partners of
all those protective stops are going to be clicking
from Germany to Finland to the Netherlands. We're working that out. We're also providing humanitarian support.
Yeah, it was OKE.
Both those still in Ukraine and those who have fled safely to a neighboring country. We're working with humanitarian organizations to surge tens of thousands of tons of food, water, and medical supplies into Ukraine, and with more on the way.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I sent
those oil
Secretary
micros
Blinken
are going to follow. Yep.
Our border between Poland and Ukraine, and to Moldova, to see what the situation was firsthand and report back. General Milley, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of our Defense Department, was also in Europe, meeting with his counterparts and allies on NATO's eastern flank to reassure them, those countries bordering Russia, NATO countries, that we will keep our NATO commitment, the sacred commitment article of Article 5. The Vice President Harris is going to be traveling to meet with our allies in Poland and Romania later this week as well. I've made it clear the United States will share in the responsibility of caring for the refugees, so the costs do not fall entirely on the European countries bordering Ukraine. And yesterday I spoke with my counterparts in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom about Russia's escalating violence against Ukraine and the steps that we're going to take, together with our allies and partners around the world, to respond to this aggression. We are enforcing the most significant package of economic sanctions in history, and it's causing significant damage to Russia's economy. It has caused Russian economy to fight, frankly, crater. The Russian ruble is now down to 50%, by 50% since Putin's announced his war. 1 ruble is now worth less than 1 American penny. 1 ruble, less than 1 American penny. And preventing Russia's central bank from propping up the ruble and to keep its value up. They're not going to be able to do that now. We cut Russia's largest banks from the international financial system, and it's crippled their ability to do business with the rest of the world. In addition, we're choking off Russia's access to technology like semiconductors that are and sap its economic strength and weaken its military
He skipped the line.
for years to come. Major companies are pulling out of Russia entirely without even being asked, not by us. Over the weekend, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, they all suspended their services in Russia, all of them. Joining a growing list of American and global companies from Ford to Nike to Apple, they've suspended their operations in Russia. The U.S. Stock Exchange has halted trading in many Russian
It found some
securities.
support.
The private sector is united against Russia's vicious war of choice. The U.S. Department of Justice has assembled a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of Russian oligarchs. And we're joining with our European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets, and all their ill-begotten gains to make sure that they share in the pain of Putin's war. These, by the way, are giant yachts. You can put some of them in your press. I mean, some of them are, I think I'd read one was over 400 feet long. I mean, this is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The decision today is not without cost here at home. Putin's war is already hurting American families at the gas pump. Since Putin began his military buildup on Ukrainian borders, just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents. And with this action, it's going to go up further. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize
The market is
the
dropping.
price hike here at home. In coordination with our partners, we've already announced that we're releasing 60 million barrels of oil from our joint oil reserves. Half of that, 30 million, is coming from the United States. And we're taking steps to ensure the reliable supply of global energy. We're also going to keep working with every tool at our disposal to protect American families.
Apple new low.
Now, let me say this. To the oil and gas companies and to the finance firms that back them. We understand Putin's war against the people of Ukraine is causing prices to rise. We get that. That's self-evident. But, it's no excuse to exercise excessive price increases or padding profits or any kind of effort to exploit this situation or American consumers, exploit them. Russia's aggression is costing us all, and it's no time for profiteering or price gouging. I want to be clear about what we'll not tolerate, but I also want to acknowledge those firms and oil and gas industries that are pulling out of Russia and joining other businesses that are leading by example. This is a time when we have to do our part and make sure we're not taking advantage. Look, let me be clear about 2 other points. First, it's simply not true that my administration or policies are holding back domestic energy production. That's simply not true. Even amid the pandemic, companies in the United States pumped more oil during my first year in office than they did during my predecessor's first year. We're approaching a record levels of oil and gas production in the United States, and we're on track to set a record oil production next year. In the United States, 90% of onshore oil production takes place on land that isn't owned by the federal government. And of the remaining 10% that occurs on federal land, the oil and gas industry has millions of acres leased. They have 9,000 permits to drill now. They could be drilling right now, yesterday, last week, last year. They have 9,000 to drill onshore that are already approved. So let me be clear. They are not using them for production now. That's their decision. These are the facts. We should be honest about the facts. Second, this crisis is a stark reminder to protect our economy over the long term, we need to become energy independent. I've had numerous conversations over the last 3 months with our European friends about how they have to wean themselves off of Russian oil. It's just not tenable. It should motivate us to accelerate the transition to clean energy. This is a perspective that our European allies share, and the future where together we can achieve greater independence.
Skip the line again.
Loosening environmental regulations or pulling back clean energy investment will not lower energy prices for families. But transforming our economy to run on electric vehicles powered by clean energy, with tax credits to help American families winterize their homes and use less energy, that will help. And if we do what we can, it will mean that no one has to worry about the price of the gas pump in the future. That'll mean tyrants like Putin won't be able to use fossil fuels as weapons against other nations. And it will make America a world leader, manufacturing and exporting clean energy technologies of the future to countries all around the world. This is the goal we should be racing toward. Over the last 2 weeks, Ukrainian people have inspired the world, and I mean that in a literal sense. They've inspired the world with their bravery, their patriotism, their defiant determination to live free. Putin's war has caused enormous suffering and needless loss of life of women, children, everyone in Ukraine. Both Ukraine and, I might add, Russians. Ukrainian leaders, as well as leaders around the world, have repeatedly called for a ceasefire, for humanitarian relief, for real diplomacy. But Putin seems determined to continue on his murderous path, no matter the cost. Putin's now targeting cities and has been targeting cities and civilian schools, hospitals, apartment buildings. Last week, he attacked the largest nuclear power plant in Europe with an apparent disregard for the potential of triggering a nuclear meltdown. He has already turned 2 million Ukrainians into refugees. Russia may continue to grind out its advance at a horrible price, but this much is already clear. Ukraine will never be a victory for Putin. Putin may be able to take a city, but he'll never be able to hold the country. And if we do not respond to Putin's assault on global peace and stability today, the cost of freedom and to the American people will be even greater tomorrow. So we're going to continue to support the brave Ukrainian people as they fight for their country. And I call on Congress to pass the $12 billion Ukraine assistance package that I have asked them for of late. Ukrainian people are demonstrating by their physical courage that they are not about to just let Putin take what he wants. That's clear. They'll defend their freedom, their democracy, their lives. And we're going to keep providing security assistance, economic assistance, and humanitarian assistance. We're going to support them against tyranny, oppression, violent acts of subjugation. People everywhere, and I think it's maybe even surprised some of you all, people everywhere are speaking up for freedom. When the history of this war is written, Putin's war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker and the rest of the world stronger. And God bless all those heroes in Ukraine. And now I'm off to Texas. Thank you very, very much. I know there's a lot of
Oh, wow.
I know there's a lot of questions. But
no announcement about releasing oil reserves.
I'm going to hold on that.
Wow.
More information. Thank you.
That's good news for oil still going to go up. All right, I'm going to remove our stops before I get stopped out unjustifiably. Let me just take a look at X in detail here and double check on chemicals and NTR. Wow, amazing. He said nothing that we didn't already know. What the hell? Did he forget the oil? Oh, he did say he's releasing 16 trillion barrels? I missed that part. When did he say that? Did I miss that? There was very little reaction to the release of 16 trillion barrels of oil. Let's keep an eye on crude right now. Doesn't seem to have phased anything. Yeah, I missed that too. Mr. M, what are you talking about? Did he say that? When? I did not hear him say that. You heard it too? All right. Somehow I must have been talking during that moment, not paying attention. 9 trillion of the 16. And that's what he's talking about, releasing 50%. Or he said they were releasing 50%. Okay. Well, it hasn't changed the price one tick. Okay, very good. Well, it didn't change the price one tick, did it? It'd be funny if like it came back on the White House live feed. Oh, I forgot. And one more thing. Oh my goodness. Not trillion. Somebody said trillion. 3 people said trillion. Somebody asked about, I think said short term, several months. God, USO, I guess. USO would be the ETF you would want there. Yeah. It's actually 30 billion. Okay, it's billions, not trillions. Billions. So I guess you guys heard trillions, and maybe he said trillions, but it's billions. Okay. In any event, crude oil futures hadn't changed. Hardly a blip. So that didn't move anything. Yeah, and I'm going to go in and release my stops. Somebody said, well, back to shorting Bitcoin. That's funny. And all of those micro oil stocks are not moving now as well. None of them are moving. All right, we can focus back on our swing trades. He can't even read anymore, so who knows what he actually said, says Dean on YouTube. It's actually 60 million barrels, and the U.S. is releasing 30 million. All right, so we're going to, I was like trillion. And then billion, possible, million. Wheat. How do you short wheat? Wheat. WEAT. It's an ETF, or you get a futures account. See, this one says RVOL 88%, so maybe it's working now. Let me try to go to like Apple. Minus 37%. Not sure it's doing the projecting part. Let me go to Apple and check. It says plus 52%. Yeah, that's not correct. Still got to reprogram that a little bit. All right, did I cut out? Yeah, got all my stops. We're right back where we were. That was a non-event. Eric, probably because they were thinking the same thing. I don't know. Yeah. Correct, Nicole. Yes. And that's why, wheat's skyrocketing. Ukraine makes 60% of the wheat in the world. Gotcha. So anyway, wheat, yeah, WEAT. I think it's the Tulcrum ETF. tolcreum, teucrium, ETF, WEAT, if you wanted to play wheat and you don't have a futures account. Yeah, but the market definitely is still grinded down and took the opportunity to grind down during Biden's speech there. All right, very good. I'm going to turn off the TikTok here. I did switch on the TikTok for like 30 people on TikTok towards the end of that. And I'm going to stop the YouTube stream.